Welcome to another episode of AI Product Builders. AI Product Builders is a weekly podcast that brings together the brightest minds in the AI industry. Each episode explores the challenges and triumphs of building and scaling AI products, providing our audience with practical advice and inspiring stories from successful founders and business leaders.
Welcome to another episode of AI Product Builders. Today, we are thrilled to have a special guest, Shubham Nigam, the co founder of Quest Labs. Quest Labs is revolutionizing the way companies understand and interact with their users through a unified data platform. Shubham brings a wealth of experience in driving growth and innovation in the field of AI, particularly in B2B and B2C sectors. His insights into rapid experimentation and insights have been instrumental in shaping the landscape of AI driven user engagement. Shubham, welcome to AI Product Builders.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yes. Shubham, could you give our users a brief introduction about yourself and what Quest Lab does?
Yeah, 100%. I think I can start a little bit about my journey and then we can go
Yeah.
into question how it was formed.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, uh, my background is in tech. I worked at LinkedIn, Amazon, Epic, and all these companies in last couple of years. But actually, my startup journey kind of started when I was in bachelor's back in India, and that's when I actually started creating mobile applications. For some reason, when I was a kid at 10, 12, I knew that I have to do computers. So I just somehow I knew that I have to do it. I went into bachelor's in computer science, and then there I just suddenly stumbled upon making applications, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my applications got more than 1 million, 2 million downloads, and I was like, wow, this is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? The the best part, the life changed when I saw someone play my game. So he was kind of like playing my game and I saw him playing it and he was really enjoying it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like going level after level. I was like, now I know this feeling of when
Mm-hmm.
people are using and enjoying something that you have built. And that actually changed everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, I worked on a bunch of stuff. Yes, I worked in big tech companies to gain a lot of experience, but I've always been working on something on the side. I worked on an AR company, had a small
Mm-hmm.
exit in India. It was basically just you can put your phone in front of your face and apply any kind of makeup, any kind of thing, long before like AR VR was there.
Was
Right, so
that?
it was
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, exactly. And then after I went into crypto, I had small exits there as well. But I've always wanted to do my own startup full time, right? That's where I was heading.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 3 years ago, I met my co-founder Deb through a
Mm-hmm.
mutual friend, right? And we both kind of had shared experiences working in consumer B2B and B2C, shaping the next generation of data infrastructure to personalize user experiences.
Mm-hmm.
One thing which we shared in common was how, like, companies right now, even big tech companies, are not using user data that much, right?
Yes.
The experience is not personalized. We want to be able to create a world where user feels special using something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things which I tell people is that with Quest, we want to enable a future where you're entering a candy shop, right? And you,
Mm-hmm.
because you like marshmallows and milk chocolate, right? So s'mores and marshmallows and all these things are coming towards you with the right set of discounts. And the
Mm-hmm.
other things which you hate, like for example, I hate peanut butter. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
actually go farther beyond that. I cannot see it. And that
Mm-hmm.
can only happen with the advancement of having the right set of interoperable data
Mm-hmm.
layer and all that stuff,
Yes.
and we can go into that later on. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the things which Dev and me really were excited. We're talking about it a lot. We participated in a lot of hackathons, saw that we actually very well work together in terms of building and shipping super fast, right?
Got
And
it.
that's why we decided to actually take a next step forward in this journey of building Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Quest Labs, the vision and the goal is to just make users feel special and
Mm-hmm.
create the infrastructure to unlock powerful user experiences. right?
Mm-hmm.
For B2B and B2C both, right? Right now, what happens is when a user logs in
Yeah.
to when he becomes a power user or a loyal advocate of your brand or your product,
Mm-hmm.
the entire thing in the middle is such a black box. You're
Mm-hmm.
using 100 different tools to figure out. A lot of people think of this as numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Metrics are like win back rate, this rate, that
Yes.
rate. But at the end of the day, this is a journey of a customer,
Yeah.
right? Right, it has a lot of feelings. In my opinion, it has a lot of feelings attached to it. Yes, backed by number, but it's an entire journey of the user where he needs to feel special at every point to go
Mm-hmm.
to the next stage in his
Stay.
journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he needs to, like, at onboarding, he needs to feel special. He
Mm-hmm.
needs the product should change according to his needs so that he
Mm-hmm.
is getting to the aha moment faster. Everything is changing according to his needs, according
Mm-hmm.
to him, so that he's enjoying going to the next stage and becoming the power user of your product. So
Got it.
that is kind of like the idea that we are coming across with the Quest and what we are trying to build with Quest.
Got it. So you tackle the entire life cycle from onboarding to retention, or how's it like?
And expansion. Yes.
Okay.
So we don't tackle before acquisition that much.
Mm-hmm.
Once the user logs in into your product, or
Mm-hmm. Got it.
once he's a part of your ecosystem, from there to him becoming a power user or a loyal advocate, where he's like, this is the best product, use it today, right? So
Got
that
it.
is the journey which we have divided into 6 stages.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we segment the users on all these stages and try to recommend different sets of campaigns and different sets of things that you can do within the product or outside the product to make user feel special, personalize the experience for them so that they can move from one stage to the other stage.
Got it. So how do these companies, B2B and B2C companies, integrate your product?
Perfect. Great question. So, right now, what we have started is we have created our SDKs. It has
Mm-hmm.
more than a couple dozen components, from onboarding to engagement to
Mm-hmm.
user assistance, expansion, referral, affiliate, everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we are giving away is use our UI components to build your application, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can use the UI components for free. If you just want to use UI components, it's all for free. But
Mm-hmm.
if you
Got
want
it.
to use the recommendations, insights, AI, everything on top of it, then obviously we can figure out the best way which works for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they integrate right now is the user SDKs, as simple as with using a no code platform, embed an onboarding quiz
Got it.
or a get started checklist, or like any UI element within their product, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they can, from a no code panel, dynamically change those depending upon certain segments of the user.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't say that for Figma, for example, right? If a
Mm-hmm.
developer is coming in, or if a designer is coming in, and
Mm-hmm.
depending upon if they are like a solopreneur or like from a bigger company,
Yeah.
the things in the product will change,
Yeah.
right? So on the basis of the UI components or feature flags, or we are also integrating other
Mm-hmm.
platforms, integrations with Braze and stuff. You can also send emails, text message, and everything is very, very personalized towards uh, the segments of users. And we are moving towards hyper personalization. So for every user, it's a different message. For every user, it's a different UI. And
Got
that's
it.
where we are heading towards.
Got it. So I do understand your product, but the biggest question I have is like, how do you position yourself in the market? Are you an analytics tool? Are you a growth tool? How do you position yourself, and how do you convince your users what you're doing?
Awesome. So I think the best way to portray it is that in the last couple of years, right,
Mm-hmm.
product-led growth company have exponentially increased,
Yes.
right? And they will keep on increasing.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier like when I started my jobs in 2000, some 2000s, like everyone was used to work on sales-led approach, that a
Yes.
senior person decided that we'll use blue jeans or whatever these kinds
Yeah.
of applications, and everyone is using Cisco Web Connect or Blue Jeans and stuff. But now that everything has changed, now
Yeah.
the people who are actually using it in the company needs defines that.
Yes.
So the critical part becomes, how do you actually attract these users
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that they love your product? So essentially, growth role,
Mm-hmm.
you would have seen growth marketer, growth
Yes.
managers, growth teams,
Mm-hmm.
which ideally needs to be a part of product, sales,
Yes.
marketing, or all across. So they're usually called growth, revenue teams, and all these.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually our best targets.
Okay.
They will work with product teams. They essentially work with marketing teams, and that's we are positioned against uh, the for the growth teams basically. That's kind of the
Got
idea.
it.
Make sense?
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. I think, yeah, I mean, every organization has different organization structures, but do
Correct.
see, I'm a product manager myself, so I definitely see using it.
Oh
Uh,
wow, that's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, no, would love to chat more
yeah,
on
yeah,
that as well.
yeah. Got it. So regarding the user engagement and retention, that's where I want to get into. We all know that, with 80% of SaaS users churning within the first 3 months of signing up, what kind of techniques like Quest Labs is using to address these kind of user engagement or retention challenges?
That's amazing question, and accurately portrayed, right? That's what sad reality is right
Yeah.
now. And there are multiple reasons. The first reason is user not even getting to a point where he experiences the aha moment of the platform,
Yes.
right? Where, like, if I go to Zoom, and if I'm using Zoom and I have never even taken one meeting from on Zoom, I don't know what the value Zoom provides,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that the set of aha moments is very important.
Yes.
Then the second part that comes in is exploration. You explore a little bit features here and there,
Mm-hmm.
which excites you more. Then
Yes.
comes, maybe if you are a team, then comes team aha moment. So there are multiple aha moments in customer journey. We think that there's just one, you do like a bunch of things, but it's not like that. There are so many different aha moments. Then you pay for a software. Then there is paid aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
Then you build habits. There is habit building. So the entire customer journey is divided into so many different levels, and it is so intricate. It's not acquisition and then directly monetization. There's just
Mm-hmm.
so many levels in the middle. So what we do is, we from acquisition to monetization, or basically towards the end. That's why we have different stages. And for
Mm-hmm.
every different stage, we define different sets of goals. So you
Mm-hmm.
tell us that, when a user is completing all these five things, then
Mm-hmm.
he really knows what our product does,
Got it.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
we first of all help a user coming in to reach those five aha moments, or a real quality aha moment, much faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using our components, changing dynamically using the feature flags, the UI, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start, maybe through some incentives. If it's a credits application, you get some credits, or through different channels. We just help them to build a habit, so that
Mm-hmm.
come again and again, making it
Mm-hmm.
easier for you to get those insights, maybe to your Slack, to your mail, whatever. Just making it much easier for them to
Yes.
come to the product again and again. Then asking them to invite more people, invite their team, right?
Got it.
Because team collaboratively is actually now working on it. Right now, there is a team aha moment. And then right next is, now that I know that this is a product qualified lead,
Mm-hmm.
now trying to sell them with a particular offer. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, you give them all of this. You can actually do through our no code platform. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
don't need developers to do any of this. Once they have integrated, like,
Yeah.
just once, then there is nothing. Any of these experiments, all these things can just be done very easily with our no code components, with a no code platform. And in future, you'll just put a goal in the AI that, help me
Mm.
increase this, and it'll give you all those recommendations. But
Got
the
it.
right next step here is, after conversion, making sure that they're getting retained. So that habit building comes much it becomes much important here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
constantly providing value, maybe unlocking more new features after 1 month,
Mm-hmm.
unlocking more new features after month two, that because you have used this much, these many features, now I think you might like these shortcuts. So
Got it.
that makes that little bit of gamification, even in a B2B product or anything, makes it a little exciting, like it
Yes.
creates a journey which makes it a little exciting. And that is what we want people to have a special experience, even
Got it.
using a boring B2B SaaS product. Let me put
Got
it
it.
that way. So that's what
Yeah.
we do
Yes.
there.
So I think all this works wonderfully, but right now with the generative AI, there's a lot of computational cost, right? What happens is, where do we put the paywall actually? Can we give these features for free? How many days? Like, how do you decide on this?
That's a great question. I agree that that's the case right now.
Yeah.
The way that we have positioned is actually unique. We always focus on revenue first,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we also focus on value, providing value as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah.
We have, even without using AI, we have three stages of things that people can get value from
Mm-hmm.
before they jump on to like getting those recommendations and stuff.
Got it.
And some of that would be like credits based. So if they've completed, even using Quest, if they've done certain things, they'll get some credits, some AI credits that they can
Mm-hmm.
use, right?
Got it.
So for example, for us, we have 100 200 monthly free credits, but
Mm-hmm.
after that, obviously they'll have to pay on the basis of the use.
Mm-hmm.
But the ideal ICP for us is not technically all the startups. They can still use it, and I'm pretty sure they're we are working with a lot of them and they are getting a lot of
Mm-hmm.
value, because it reduces their developer cost, it
Mm-hmm.
reduces their data team cost, it helps
Mm-hmm.
product managers and growth
Yeah.
marketers to move much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Scalable, because tomorrow if you want to just you know s- r- get rid of Mixpanel, put
Yeah.
amplitude in one click or whatever, we have all those integrations. So it's very, very easy.
Easy.
So
Yeah.
depending upon the stage of the company as well. So we technically figure out that if it's a Series A company, they might have more budget and their needs are this XYZ
Mm-hmm.
thing, right? They
Okay.
would need these integrations, they would need these. So we have paywalled according to the feature set that we think bigger companies would need more.
Got
So
it.
that's
Yeah.
more paywall for startups here, less bands. And this keeps on changing all the time, honestly. I
Got
cannot
it.
say that this is set in stone.
Yeah.
Which we keep on experimenting, we keep on changing, we keep on trying new things.
So touching upon, the onboarding again, you did speak a little bit of onboarding, but how does Quest Labs personalize this onboarding experience? Like, could you give us an example, or like what kind of strategy do you ensure that users find immediate value in your product?
Yeah, 100%. So think of it like this, that when you are jumping onto a new product, let's say Figma, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all probably know Figma. And now in case of onboarding, using our components, using our libraries, you can directly just with a very small low code
Mm-hmm.
thing add an onboarding quiz where now
Mm-hmm.
user is saying that who am I, why I'm here,
Here.
right?
Yeah.
And it can be as simple as just typing I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to experiment and see. I'm a product manager, I'm here to see how it works or see the
Mm-hmm.
designs provided by my designer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'm here. And you can
Mm-hmm.
type all that. We take all that information, we identify your intent, why you're
Mm-hmm.
here, we identify who you are,
Mm-hmm.
we identify if you are like a senior or junior, like which bucket do you fit into.
Got it.
Then now within the product, what we change is we have access, this is what we have right now. So we have access to feature flags, we have access to our own onboarding checklist, we have access to our own, like if our own components and your UI. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the basis of that intent, it changes the 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 UI of the dashboard or the get started checklist or
Mm-hmm.
anything of that sort. So
Got
think
it.
of it like this. Now, when you're coming onto Figma, you will be seeing check this, and like as a product manager, as a developer, that open this. This is how you open. This is the walkthrough to open a
Yes.
Figma file and learn about it. For a designer, it's going to be very different, because what they'll see is a tutorial, right,
Yeah.
of how you can create a new
Create.
design,
Yeah.
right? So it will be very different. For a team lead, it's the first thing what is going to be add your team members,
Yes.
right? It's not going to be because he's there to try the tool out, to see, to gauge, the things. And so these are some very, very small and basic examples.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is how we have seen massive increase in the adoption rate.
So you mentioned the feature adoption. So are there any innovative methods you're using for feature adoption and user education within your platform? User education has been like the biggest thing with AI
Yeah,
platforms, right?
yeah,
We know it's very easy writing a prompt, but it's also very hard to navigate with different features.
yeah. So basically, that's where you when an app is created, right? It
Yeah.
usually has, for every person, there is usually one action that he should ideally take,
Mm-hmm.
right? If
Yes.
you throw me into 5 actions, I don't know which action to take.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where customer journey is a journey, and not like not just metrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if you think about a customer, I'm coming to a particular platform for a particular intent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to only take one action. Once
Mm-hmm.
I've taken that action, once I've understood how this XYZ things work,
Mm-hmm.
then unlock new things for me,
Got it.
right? And that unlocking part is also something that we are trying out with some of our customers. Is like, for example, you just come in, you run with a company called Persona AI. What we're trying to
Yeah.
figure out internally right now is uh, that people come in, they run an enrichment, a data enrichment, right? That's the first thing that people do, because that's why they're
Yeah.
here. Once they have done a couple of enrichments, once they know how it is done, then adding more complex enrichments in it, because
Mm-hmm.
there is no point of adding complex enrichments if they don't understand the basics,
Yes. Yeah.
right? Then in future, maybe adding more AI generation, lead generation capabilities in it,
Mm-hmm.
slowly and gradually taking the user to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
That's one, unlocking features and stuff, and guiding that journey. The second one is basically that we are also kind of working on is, you would have seen right now that when you open any platform, there is like hundreds of like walkthroughs and stuff coming
Yes.
on your
Yeah.
face,
Yes.
and I always skip them. I never look at them,
I never look
right?
at them. Yeah.
But when I actually need them, they're nowhere to be found, right? When I actually have a question, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Nothing is there. And intercom is doing it a little bit as well. That when you have a right
Yeah.
question, it'll tell you that this is the answer. But imagine, like, there are some companies doing some things out there similar, and
Yeah.
we are also on the same path as well. Is
Mm-hmm.
basically, you can just type, this is the question, this is
Enterprise.
what
Yeah.
I'm stuck, this is the next. It'll tell you those answers, right? It'll tell you
Got it.
what, this, like, run a walkthrough or do it for me or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
we identify the next best action for a particular user based on the product usage data and all this
Mm-hmm.
thing. And then we also actually kind of like expose that feature, uh, and tell the user to do the next best action in certain form. There are various ways that, through a pop-up, or through a tool,
Yeah.
or through, they have like their own checklist kind of a thing
Mm-hmm.
integrated. So there are multiple ways to do it, but these are some of the ways that we are trying out right now very actively. But one thing where AI is super powerful is just like, people can speak their mind and we can just make sense out of it. So that's
Yeah.
the Gen AI power that we need actually embedded in the projects.
Got it. So you touched upon gamification before. Like, what elements of gamification do you use in your platform to maintain that user interest?
Yeah. So it really depends upon the type of platform. If it is a B2B, then obviously not a lot of gamification things can come
Yeah.
into. Some could be like, giving it a little, like Apollo has a little bit of it. You get some credits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are exploring with our partners as well.
Mm-hmm.
People can get credits to trying
Yeah.
out these different actions, referring other folks and stuff. Those are
Mm-hmm.
some common gamification elements that we see.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically for B2C companies or B2B2C companies like Sweet
Mm-hmm.
Green, right? I have Sweet Green app, and it gives me challenges and missions and daily rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, and you would say that these don't work, but in my subconscious mind, the challenge is
It might,
already
yeah.
is always there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that by Feb 7th, if I eat Sweet Greens 3 more times, then I'll get some
Yeah,
reward, right? It is there. So if I'm thinking about what should I eat, Sweet Green is the first thought that comes into my head,
got it. Yeah.
right? And these are subtle gamification elements which actually increases the conversion, which actually, and this is how the mind works, this is how the human mind
This is,
works.
yeah.
So in B2C specifically, that is super important, like having like leaderboard. You can have leaderboard challenges, embedded
Yes.
challenges, everything within the application,
Mm-hmm.
challenges, streaks, all these small things. We also work with B2B2C companies, and that's where the power of Quest really unlocks.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about a B2B2C company, a base level business who has to create all these engagement modules, creation of challenges, creation of
Yeah.
all these campaigns, creation of streak systems for all these brands on
Yeah.
top of them. We provide the creation flow that they can embed in them. So
Got
it
it.
saves them the
Tons of.
entire like thousands and millions of dollars of developer time, and on top of that we give them right set of insights and AI experimentation and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which saves them, like now the 10 people team or a 20 people team can literally be shrinked into 1 or 2 people team. So that
Got it.
is what
The power.
we are kind of like going with.
Yeah, I think now I have a better understanding of your products. So, what kind of insights do you provide? Like they do the onboarding, they go through your gamification techniques, retention, everything. But what kind
Right.
of insights do you provide users?
Perfect. That's a great question. So now here's the thing. Now, because we are collecting the data from either our embedded UI or
Mm-hmm.
through integrations with maybe Mixpanel, Amplitude, or anyone, you can now just with one click say that why are users churning more, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the people who are logged in and the
Mm-hmm.
people who are coming to the platform. Why are ATPs, like the example that you initially gave, why are 80% of the people
Mm-hmm.
churning within three
Yeah.
months? So it can give you insights like, and with no additional implementation, it can give
Mm-hmm.
you insights that out of the 80%, this is the graph of what types of people are churning more,
Mm-hmm.
what geography of people are churning more, what is the usage of, like, are these people completing these different aha moment steps or not? So all these insights you can easily actually get just by chatting with it. So you'll get a
Got it.
graph, you can get whatever you ask for, and then
Mm-hmm.
from there, from the same window, you can say that, can you please go run an experiment to actually get me, like, help me improve this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Got it. Yeah.
does it for you, right? Activates it for you, because
Mm-hmm.
we are not just Mixpanel or something which gives you analytics. We are embedded in your product, so we can get the stuff and actually change it according to what you want,
What you want? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So uh, that's kind of like the power that I see in analytics plus actions combined.
I think I have, yeah, we are on time. So, one more last question regarding I ask every entrepreneur. So, to our listeners who are in the process of developing their own AI products, what key advice would you provide them with the journey, the experience you have with Quest Labs?
100%. I think one of the major advice is that think about the user experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are so many companies out there who have amazing tech, but they are dead just because they don't have the right distribution channel or the UX is not easy. So I think the best advice which I have gotten and which I would like to share is that focus on the user experience, make it so seamless. When the user is
Mm-hmm.
coming on board, when a user is asking a question, when a user is
Mm-hmm.
stuck, you know what the
Mm-hmm.
user wants, and you
Yes.
just change everything accordingly,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, imagine a world where you don't have a search bar at all.
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And the product knows you. Like
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is a great example.
Yes.
Like it really easily with its algo,
Swipe.
yeah, with it's straightforward. Like the algorithm is not hard to understand, but they
Yes.
have done such a good job that it always will keep me engaged,
Yes.
right? And that is the level. And I never search. I never search on TikTok. I
Yeah.
can endlessly scroll, but I never search. So
Yeah.
the user experience needs to be so smooth. Understand the user, and that's where data really comes in. Intent really comes in, and
Mm-hmm.
user experience is definitely super important. And never ever lose hope or faith.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, it but enjoy every step of that struggle, because you will be proud of what you are year over year.
Yeah.
What, even if you haven't gotten like $1 billion in a few years, you would be proud of what you're becoming and what you
Mm-hmm.
will become. So always be happy and always enjoy the journey for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I have one more last few more questions regarding it's just
Please
like a
go ahead.
fireside chat. So what is your favorite AI tool right now?
My Quest Labs.
Apart from Quest Labs, I shouldn't have mentioned that before.
Yeah, no, I think I'm using Persona AI a lot right now
Hmm.
for the outbound and stuff, and I really like it.
Got it. So what is the biggest misconception of AI?
That it will take over, like it will be like how it's shown in the movies, where it'll take over the world and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It might, but
Uh-huh.
there are strict guidelines in place. It is
Hmm.
not, and it is very, it is built for
Hmm.
using, for helping you. So
Hmm.
everyone should actually use AI in their workflows and help themselves and not be away from it.
Away from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the advice I would give to anyone right now. But I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, Shubha, for being part of this. Thank you for sharing your journey, and I see a great potential with Quest Labs. I'm pretty excited to see what's coming in future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed chatting with you. Thank you so much.